Next will be Ashley Welch, North Carolina District Attorney.
As most everybody in this room knows, I think, my name is Ashley Welch and I am running for District Attorney for the 30th Prosecutorial District. I am your only Republican, so you don't see me on those ballots that you're holding with the DA candidate for May. There aren't any on there. You will not see me until November. I am a resident of Macon County. I come from a staunch Republican family. My mom and dad still reside in Henderson County, which is where I was born. I immediately passed the state bar and I started working as an assistant DA in the 29th District in Henderson County. The entire reason that I went to law school was to be a prosecutor. And a lot of people say that when they're going into law school, and then when they realize how poorly you are paid and how no one is happy to see you when they come into a courtroom because you're either a victim of a crime or you're charged with something and I'm the woman who's trying to put you in jail. Nobody's happy to see me. A lot of people, when they realize that that's what the job is, they do this for a few years and then they move on. And that's all right. But I never intended to do anything else when I went into school but to work for the state of North Carolina and to be a prosecutor. It sounds unbelievably corny, and I know that, but I mean this. I absolutely love North Carolina. It is my home. It is where I was born. It's where I went to college. The only time that I have ever left this state was to go to law school at William & Mary, and I got back to North Carolina as soon as I could. That's as far north as I was willing to go because people couldn't understand what I was saying where I was in Virginia, so I wasn't going to go any further north. I came right back to the mountains. I also love the mountains. I am a mountain girl, much to the chagrin of my mama. She is not a mountain girl. She's an eastern North Carolina girl, and I think she sort of hoped that I would sort of travel and live towards the beach so that she could go visit there. And when I told her I wasn't only moving from Hendersonville, but I was moving further west, she was a little disappointed by that. But we are here. This is our home. One of the reasons that I am running is that my boss is retiring. There has never been a Republican district attorney in the 30th Prosecutorial District. I did not know that when I filed. I wasn't surprised to learn that there had never been a female. If I'd known that there had never been a Republican, I may not be standing here because there's a reason that there's never been a Republican, and it's because the 30th District is primarily still a Democratic district. However, we're gaining on Democrats, and there are a ton of unaffiliateds. So I actually have a chance, which has sort of blown my mind as I've gone through this. Y'all have been a huge support to me. You've helped spread the word. When I go to Haywood County, which is my biggest county, they have talked to y'all from Macon County. And your support has meant the world to me. When you're trying to decide who to support, what I want you to do is ask law enforcement. I want you, and not just Robbie Holland because my husband works for him, I want you to call the Highway Patrol, and I want you to call the police department. I want you to call the sheriff's office in Cherokee, Clay, Swain, Haywood, Jackson, and Macon. Ask any of them, which DA do we need to support? And a law enforcement officer here that I have an enormous amount of respect for this morning says, Ashley's the one who fights for us. She's our fighter in the courtroom. And folks, you need somebody who fights. I know that I am 5'2", and I sound meek and mild, but if you ever tick me off in a courtroom, you will not like me very much. Judge Downs used to call me the salivating bulldog. I love my job. I love Western North Carolina. I love the people. There is nothing that I enjoy more than going to work every day and protecting the people in Western North Carolina and working closely with law enforcement. I have the utmost respect for law enforcement in general, but especially here in Macon County. These people are like my family, and they are good people. So my good track record is in part to the Macon County Sheriff's Office. I see them out here. I want to thank y'all. Again, you don't have to ask that group of people because, of course, now they're going to tell you that I'm great. Pick up the phone and call somebody and ask them who you should support. I'm going to ask you to remember my name. It's Ashley Welch. Please vote for me in November. Thank
you. Questions for Ashley?
Well, you know I've got
Vince, we wouldn't dare.
All right, Michael, no changes. A question.
What relationship do you have with the local county chief and law enforcement officials here in Western North Carolina? What is your relationship with them as of right now?
And do you mean sheriffs, police chiefs?
Exactly.
Right now, I have the open endorsement of Sheriff Curtis Cochran from Swain County, Sheriff Vic Davis of Clay County, Sheriff Robbie Holland of Macon County. There's a few registered Democrats that are sheriffs that are supporting me if you ask them. The police chiefs, my relationship is very good. I find that if you start asking law enforcement in Haywood if they support me, they don't really know me because I've not prosecuted cases over there. But the police and the sheriffs and the highway patrol that I work with in these 5 western counties have been unbelievably supportive. It's one of the things that allows me to be so effective is my relationship with law enforcement. It's very good. Thank you.
Well, was that a question or a stretch?
Sarah Hayes.
Was this a stretch?
Thank you.
Come on.